Blind Eyes or Shady Vendor 6 provisions? Nah. It's almost not worth playing it unless you have King of Beggars in deck. Not almost. It's not worth playing it unless you have King of Beggars in deck. This doesn't address... This is classic addressing the symptom, not the cause. Like, the problem is Sesame gives you too much carryover, and Shady Vendor can give you additional Sesames. If you're not using Shady Vendor for Sesames, it's perfectly fine. You're paying lots of coin. Like, you need to spend 4 coin if you're not off the books to get a 5p special. So he basically is a 5p special at 5p with a 4 body for 4 coins. It's a 1-for-1 for spender. There's nothing OP about Shady Vendor by itself. The problem is King of Beggars negates all of the tempo cost of coins and makes Shady Vendor like put you at 9. Which lets Brawler do silly things, or let Syndicate like reach abuse from red coin. This card itself isn't causing any of that. 7 power and Ixora, this won't do anything. You need to change the Vice on this. If you're not going to change the Vice, at least increase the provision. So that they have to choose like what things to put in their deck. Right now you can fit this into any deck. But if it was like 10 provisions, you'd think of, like, imagine Casimir Bassi was 8 provisions. We would all be complaining about it. No! Slice Seductor should not be 4p. Holy Christ. There'd be 2, like, you know how annoying this card is? You have to remove it immediately, but it can get a shield. So it would just be like against some decks and some factions, you would just lose because they played Slice Seductors. Yeah, I think Lirio suggested the same thing. 6-3. But really, like, did Syndicate need more carryover abuse? Like, the entire idea of having more, like a bigger coin purse is fundamentally not understanding the history of Syndicate and all the problems we've had with it. It's like devs thinking, oh, we should make Syndicate more Syndicate-y. And they think that's what Syndicate is. Like coin purse abuse. No, Syndicate should be like, in my view, it should be about the interplay of like coins and points. Like, you should be juggling coins, points, damage, boosts, like move one to the other and like trading, like wheeling and dealing, and then getting a profit out of that wheeling and dealing. Like, I convert points to coins, and then I convert coins to points, and then, you know, points to damage or something, like, and get a good like exchange rate. That's what like criminal underworld is about, right? They buy drugs from one guy and then they cut it with like nonsense and then they sell it for like an increased profit. Since it wasn't a problem till Vice, there were some people playing cheesy decks where they would like just go unitless and play Jacques last play with King of Beggars and played for a ton of points. But like, Vice also wouldn't be a problem without Sesame. Just because like those two things go hand in hand. But the thing is, like, even if you don't have both, if Syndicate had other good cards that you had to answer, then Sesame would still be OP, because the main problem is Ixora. Boat is fine already. Boat needs to not be touched. 12 Vice is good. This should be like 8 Vice or something. It just trades too efficiently into too many things. Pickpocket is perfectly fine card. Doesn't need to be made 5p. But Nova Justice? Yeah, I guess this is fine. People will just play it in Golden Necker though. This card? Sure. No, this does not need a buff. Well, why are these are all cards that are decent. My god, like, these people have... Like, you want to see some terrible Syndicate cards that see absolutely no play? Like, when was the last time you saw this played? Or this? Temple Guard was only ever played from Rune Mage to counter Sigil. That's it. That's literally the only time anyone has, like, voluntarily played this card. And this card's not bad. You could just reduce the tribute cost. Like, that's how you make this good, but I know Gwentfinity can't do that, so making it 4 power is fine. When was the last time you saw Syndicate play this? No one plays this from hand, even though it's like 5 points and then, like... Same with Urchin, I guess, is actually played because it has the Blind Eye tag. This guy could use a tag. When was the last time you saw this played outside of, like, whatever spec he was doing with Truffle and Salamandra? This card? Is it anywhere? No? No deckhand? Literally haven't seen this card once. Lonely Champ is Puzzle's Infinite Firestorm Champ? I mean, yeah, or more like Miamon. Probably better known for it. And it's a perfectly fine card. It solves all the problems of Firestorm. The fact that this isn't played is just because its archetype is shit. This card is fucking OP. It takes some, like, skill to play properly, but it's a very strong card. Because it has Zeal. You just drop it and eat all the tokens, and then now they can't be touched. It counters Row Punish. It counters, like, Blob. It counters... it's also immune. Yeah, as a cooldown too, so you can use it over and over again. Like, this is like one of the strongest Firestorm cards there is. Imagine if Arrakis had something. Oh wait, we did. It was called Itter, and it had Adrenaline 3 and no Zeal, and you could only do it once. But got reworked. You ever see this card played? Ever? Like, just go look at the deck builder and ask yourself, have I seen this card ever played? This one just got reworked, by the way. Still shit. Still no one plays it. I don't understand how they come up with this as a... Like, bank to 9? There's a reason this was changed, and it's still in every fucking deck. Not that I think that was a good change necessarily, but like changing this and not changing the coin would just be a straight up buff, which it doesn't need. This one? This was in the most recent patch. This entire thread is just, boy, I sure miss Golden Necker Poison. I mean, these were not in Golden Necker Poison. Ulrich being 10p is fine. Blacksmith 5 power, no thanks. This card is fine as it is. More spenders should be like this. Like, I'd rather you make this 4 provisions than buff it to 5 power. Boost up by 1 for each poison unit on the battlefield. Yeah, pulling the strings at 5p is... We literally had this, and it was so fucking disgustingly good that it was nerfed. Like, that even CDPR, like, recognized that having muzzle, 4 of them in one game, at 5 provision cost, that also gives you coins, was stupid. Like, an unbreakable muzzle Old Kecker Pirates and Bounty would be good for this meta? Yes, because Compass. You miss Golden Kecker Pirates? I wouldn't say I missed them. I just think they were adjusted in the wrong way. Like, the problem was, like, Axel and then Terror of the Seas is also a stupid card. And then, like, Compass, being able to play any legendary in the game. Instead of fixing that, they just made it 10p to, like... So now, like, there are decks that still abuse it, it's just that they can't do it in Golden Necker. Oriander, good in Bounty? No, what for? You think you're gonna play an unboosted Ignatius and that's gonna live and then no. Creative design? No, you guys just like it because there's like a million routes you can take with it when you play it. It requires some setup and it has a payoff. And then like in every game there's like, oh, I could do that. Like it has a very high skill ceiling. So that's why like pro players like Compass. But like think of the opponent. Having to play around every legendary card in your faction is shit design. Just like Temple is shit design. Right? But at least like Temple spawns it in the deck and opponent has some time to mulligan, etc. But like imagine you're playing vampires against Golden Necker Pirates, right? Like, if you have Last Say and you have Regis, like, oh, sorry, if you don't have Last Say, like, they can combi your Regis, right? And if you play your Regis early, then they can Turgvi it. That's like, I don't think that's good design. You miss how, yeah. Like, just because you can make some flashy plays with a card doesn't mean that's good design. I think every card should be evaluated in terms of how, like, satisfying is it to play, but also what's it like to play against it. When my opponent plays a Witchfinder, like, I understand what's going to happen. I know that I can play a taller card to prevent this bounty going on one of my things, and he knows he can do some stuff. Like, this is the kind of design that I like. Right? Whereas when they drop Ixora and spend with Candle and your whole board gets wiped, that doesn't feel good at all. Like, this is very strong if you can't answer it. Don't get me wrong. I hate it when that happens to me. Like, it is kind of an answer or lose card, but... Oh, this isn't the clip. I have a Sigvald clip where I censor a Sigvald or a Malsine for like 80 points. I bet you they did not expect that. That's just I consumed something, and then Ornate censored at the same time. Opponent in shambles. Hey, look, it's my blanket. Have we finally found a use for Ornate Censor? Yeah, Syndicate, like... There's cards that see no play that are not in that list. Like... Prophet Lebiota. Or, Madame. Where's Madame? Borsodi Brothers, the Greater Brothers. This card, I've, like, never seen anyone other than Lemon play, ever. This one. Madame Louisa is like power corrupt as hell because like you want to play it in an off the books tribute deck It just has anti-synergy with the tribute deck. Sensor Sig meta worse or Arrow Kicker? Erendite was the worst. Once they nerfed Erendite and it was not in Golden Necker, it was fine. Well, not fine. I don't like Erendite as a design, but it was fine. The Golden Necker meta was fine. Mostly. Like they nerfed the Ring, they nerfed Erendite. Like this is a new card that sees no play. But not all of these can be fixed with provision changes. So, yeah, you know, like, I don't know. I don't like balancing a game with like 3 hands metaphorically tied behind your back.